We watched the saints burn. We watched the voodoo spirits burn tonight. This is just the beginning. Watch them burn.
Kai, it looks like your friend has arrived.
You brought now these are this is consecrated, correct? You had consecrated this to who you was dealing with. Mm-hmm. All right, great. It's important this is consecrated because that's how spirits house themselves. They house themselves inside of something that best represents them. You can get a spirit to live in whatever, but when you create an altar and you set up your own shrine or whatever, the spirit is going to request sooner or later a place to reside while it's not working for you, while it's lying dormant. So it's very important that that these things are consecrated. It wouldn't work right if they're not consecrated. All right. Oh, this is an amulet to help you to control and protect you from spirits. It's like the Seals of Solomon situation. I don't deal with it because it's dealing with the demiurge, but it's effective, and a lot of spirits do respect it. The whether it's the pentagram or the hexagram with the tetragrammaton in it, they do respect it. I don't need it, but I would definitely suggest that you keep it for a moment because the mediation can get touchy. This is the spirit in question. It's really Dantor. This is the spirit in question. But he obviously also deals with this is the saint that represents Papa Legba, the one who opens the gates. That's interesting that he deals with him too. Nevertheless, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to create a circle of kosher salt for you to stand in while we do this. Kosher salt is very powerful form of salt that provides somewhat of a force field. That's the thing with some sorcerers like to use circles, but they feel that they don't work. But a circle in and of itself has an effect. The symbolism of it, its correspondence to you, to the universe, to the macrocosm. But the reason why they don't work with some people is because they don't use a substance. I would use red brick dust and salt of various forms if I was in a situation where I was dealing with a spirit who I needed to keep at bay. You make a circle of that. Unless it's a really powerful spirit, you're going to have a very difficult time getting through to you. I've experimented. I have done a lot of experiments with this situation, and I find that red brick dust, salt works heavily. All right, we're about to get busy. All right, we need these. We need to lock what we're about to deal with into this zone right here. Our circle that we have. Now, my friend is in a circle of salt, which should protect him from the spirit trying to grab a hold of him. Everything is counterclockwise when it comes to banishing. I almost look beyond that myself. Widdershins, the covens call it. All right, we're about to begin. Now this process, what you're about to watch, is the process of the killing of a spirit and the attacking of others. Now the spirit in question is this spirit. Is Zili Dantor. This is the spirit in question that we are killing. This is her symbol. Now her veve, this symbol is a lot. This symbol is her essence. This symbol is her DNA code, her DNA strand, her spiritual DNA strand, you could almost say. It is them. If you put life force, semen, on the symbol of, can you see it good?
Mm-hmm.
On the symbol, you activate it. It affects the spirit. If you put semen on it, it affects it in a positive way. If you do what I'm about to do with it, it affects it in quite the opposite way. It's another one of her symbols. Now, this also, we have to get to the gates, go through the gates to get to her. And this is St. Peter. He represents the Legba. Legba is also another very known voodoo spirit that we're going to have to deal with tonight. And this represents Zilly Danto's husband, because believe it or not, he's going to have a problem with what we're doing. So we might as well strike him first. He's the god of war, and I dare him to try to war with me. He's tried before, it didn't turn out well for him. This is nothing new to me. I fear no man or God. Now, the important thing was that my friend gave me the consecrated statues that his spirits used. Now, these statues actually house the spirit. They lie dormant until you call it. That is the copy of the spirit that it sends you. That's directly connected to the original. This is Zilly Danto. But before we get to deal with her, we got to go through the gates. And this is the saint that represents Papa Legba. Now to start this off, we're going to have to deal with him. Okay, so the first thing we do is go through the gates. But we're not going through the front gates. We're going through the back gates. Can you see this? This is St. Peter, represents Legba. This has been consecrated and imbued with the very spirit of Legba by professional Haitian voodoo priests. Legba! We're coming through the fucking door. Get the fuck out of the way. Fuck you and the voodoo spirits. Burn. Fuck you. And the rest of these fucking piece of shit voodoo spirits. You have to say their name backwards and you banish them. You could use the Catholic one or you could use any one you want. You could use the Buddhist banishment. I like using the Sanskrit one. Alright? The Sanskrit word for banishment, the magic word of power that is very powerful, is Vinasa, but you have to tone it. Just like when you're doing ceremonial magic, when you do the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, which my man could have did, but I don't need to. But what we need to do is say the name backwards along with the banishment. And so for Legba, it would be Abigail Vinasa. Abigail Vinasa. Abigail Vinasa. This sign, you see this sign I'm making? You see it? This is a sign that to keep spirits away. This is the sign to keep them back. Notice the Spider-Man sign is like this. I think that's where they got it from. But this is a sign I learned from a sorcerer named Azazel. And I also seen it in one of the Chronicon books that they use for the old ones. All right. Once again, the Veve of Legba. Once again, St. Peter, the same one that's burning. It's important to do this 9 times. 9 times. 9 times, you said. Abigail Vinasa. Abigail Vinasa. Agel Vinasa. Abgel Vinasa. All right. Now, that's Legba burning. This is his symbol. Burnt to smithereens. While I said his name backwards, along with saying the Sanskrit word of power for banishment. And while we're at it, fuck Legba. This is a cross. This is something else he had on his altar that was imbued with the power of Legba. So we want this out of his life too. Burn. Burn. All right. All right. Now he's burning. Now he's burning. Let the cross burn. Fuck the crossroad. I don't ask for permission to go through the crossroad. I burn my way through the top. Fuck Legba. All right. Now this is Azuli Dantor. The reason why I'm here. Can you see this? This is her symbol in red. Red is her color. This is her depiction. She told me herself that this was her, the Lady of Chechikawa, the Black Madonna. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing with her. We say her name backwards, Elise Rotnad, along with the Sanskrit word of power. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Elise Rotnad Vinasa. Elise Rotnad Vinasa. Elise Rotnad Vinasa. Elise. All right. Now Azili has been burned. She has been effectively banished, but this is going to kill her. Can you see this? Once again, that's her picture. This is her statue that was consecrated by a Haitian voodoo priest. The spirit resides in this, but it doesn't any longer. Fuck you, you dirty bitch. Threatening my man, terrorizing the people. Let it burn. This is her. It's really dead to her, burning. This is the crossroads burning. Legba burning. Zilly Dantor burning. And here's her husband, represented by St. James the Greater. You can see it? And this is his symbol. Ogun Farai. He's actually the general, the military commander of the Haitian voodoo spirits. I have challenged him to a fight to the death before. He pissed me off so bad. And he didn't come. But we did fight in other ways though, but he wouldn't materialize physically to come fight me. He doesn't have much to do with it, but he has a problem with anybody who has a problem with Dantor. So we burned him too, and we hit him with the same shit. You ready? Nugo Yaref Vinasa. Nugo Yaref Vinasa. Nugo Yaref Vinasa. This is the death of the spirit of Zuli Dantor. At least the one that she sent to my man, the clone she sent, that was bothering my man so much. We also attacked who they call Papa Legba. And we also attacked who they call Ogun Farah. The clone of Azuli Dantor is no more. It has nowhere to live. Consuming it with fire. Fire is metaphysical, it's spiritual in and of itself. And it being consumed in this way completely obliterates everything that the spirit of Azuli Dantor that she sent, everything that that clone picked up, all its knowledge, all its power, all the energy, everything, all its relationships that that particular clone had, wiped out. This angers the spirit more than almost anything else you could do. There is no other disrespect that is more significant than to do this. This is not for the novices. You will die trying this on your own. The key to doing this, the first step to doing this, is to make sure you have backup, a spirit that you can trust. You gotta have that. You can't go to war against any god without backup. You gotta have muscle. But this was the destruction. And this is the first step to the absolute killing of the goddess, period. After this step, after she knows that she can't send clones to you, she's going to have to come herself, and she will not do that because she is vulnerable. Just as much as a god or a goddess is when they're in your dream. They're vulnerable. When they're in your dream, they're in your world. They're vulnerable. If you can get lucid and you do something to that spirit, it's going to feel that when it's in your dream world. So in order to attack my man, it's going to have to personally come and show up. And it's never more vulnerable than when it does that. Vulnerable to a man who knows how to take care of it, like me. I bow to no God. I tolerate nothing from no man or God. This is the death of this clone of Azuli Dantor. And this is potentially the death of Azuli Dantor. Because if I was to hear this bitch whining to me about something, I'm coming to her and her fucking family.